I don't care what P. Diddy says. Tell him to fuck off. Oh, hello, and welcome to episode 6 of Not Another Leeds podcast with me, Danny, joined by James, and I'm also joined by the Queen of Dominoes. It's Evie, the Queen of Pizza. How are we, Evie?
Ever so well, ever so well. How are you?
I am, as they say in China, great. Thanks for asking. Locky, how are you? How are you, sir? The tactical phenomenon that is Locky Leeds.
Phenomenal. I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I can't lie. Told you before, I'm tired. I've got shin splints. I don't know if anyone here's got shin splints, but you can't run.
First.
Oh, horrible, mate.
Shin splints make you tired. They
They
really
do.
do. They do. I've had them before. It's horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get fit, and it's difficult when you can't run for more than 5 minutes without.
See, you can't all be blessed with, you know what I mean? This doesn't just happen by itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just generations of perfect genetics. I nearly said something else then. James, what are you eating there? What's that?
Oh, these are new sponsor that we've had from Ramanzani noodles, mate. They are banging. Absolutely banging.
Ramanzani? Do you mean these?
Yeah, these bad boys.
Oh, right. I wondered what that was. Has he sent you to? Has he sent them to you?
Yeah, all of them.
Where's mine?
I was supposed to send you some. No, I've had them all. Sorry, mate.
All right. What's your favourite flavour?
Venison and beetroot.
Venison and beetroot. Oh well.
Yeah, lovely, mate.
Healthy. I'll have to ask him. Yeah, but if you are interested in some Ramanzani noodles, we do also have them in chili flavour and soy sauce, and Farke hot as well. We're doing that way. So. I never said it was a good podcast. I said it was a silly podcast. Welcome everyone. Please do like and subscribe before we get going. Why is it saying -2 followers? Oh, never mind. Right. Let's get into the. Oh, we've got some good comments here. What a name this is, by the way, Locky. Are you? Do you subscribe to it or?
I remember that logo when I was younger, though. Trader. What's that from?
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it because last time they took me to court. Joe's in the building. Welcome, Joe. Always nice to see you. I'll give you a DM later on, mate. Hello there, mate. Thank you, Andy. Welcome back. And right, let's get into it. Burnley was not a very good experience, was it, Evie? I don't know if you saw the game, but we actually lost.
I know. It was. It goes against what all of the stats say that we should have done from that game. Obviously, we had 2 massive chances and then a denial of a clear penalty. Parker came with a game plan. They executed it better than I think that he actually came to do. I genuinely think he came for the draw, and obviously with a lucky slip and a loss of heads for a few minutes when they did have a few little chances. Other than that, they didn't have much and still walked away with 3 points. So it was quite a frustrating game.
Yeah, I agree with you, Eve. I mean, I must take partially of the blame that we lost because we did collab with Parker. We created the Nalpagan. I don't know if you saw, but we created the Nalpagan with him, and you know what it's like. You know what it's like with his swears and his bladigans and stuff. It was I do take partial responsibility, but it was James's idea. So he's to blame as well. Therefore, umbrella of blame is on us. Locky, mate, what was your tactical analysis of the game? Please use phrases like low block and half spaces.
Oh, yeah. I genuinely don't like using sort of bars, man, because I do it every day, using stuff like that. And then, sometimes, honestly, you just got to look at it and go, should have scored our chances and not slipped and give the ball away, and we'd probably been all right. Do you know what I mean? Now, I get told off from my coaches, Danny, all the time because I try and overanalyze it and they say, just look at it the way it is. We had clear chances to win the game. Their one chance, biggest chance anyway, was from our mistake. Don't make silly mistakes and take your chances. You know what you learn when you're a kid, and I think you can go into it, but I think it's fairly simple, isn't it? At the end of the day, we probably could have been a bit more effective on the ball and all that fun stuff, but we still had one-on-ones as well, like clear, easy chances, a penalty as well. That can we blame the referees on here? Are we allowed?
You can do what you want, mate. This is international waters. You won't get banned. We'll get banned.
It's just rubbish, isn't it? Surely it's just a simple thing that you learn. Lesson 1 of a referee: you can't tackle from behind. I don't understand how that's not been given. It's just mental. But
you don't get the ball either. In my opinion,
No.
I've watched it in slow mo and I've watched it in normal speed. Is it Worrell? Isn't it? Worrell. He gets his calf, and Solomon goes down. I just don't. I didn't even have a go at the TV. Yeah, I didn't even have a go at the TV because I was like, penalty. It's going to be a penalty, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then as soon as it dawned on me that it wasn't going to be a penalty, I, for the lack of a technical term, lost my shit.
Was it just me as well? And again, I don't want us to be cheaters or anything, but did our players make a bigger deal enough about it? They didn't for me. I think there's one. Was it Nonto that did? I don't think any of them did. They just carried on. You should be screaming it in there, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Surely.
No point.
I mean, yeah.
What about James?
I don't think we've got a team that do that though. Like,
no, that's it.
We just we're too respectful for this league, in my opinion.
That's nose, is it?
No, exactly. But do any of you remember last season? I can't remember what game it was, but Archie Gray got pushed like behind the goal line. And he got pushed, and I think it was Connor
Bristol.
Roberts and a couple of other people. Was it Bristol?
I think.
And they all came over and surrounded him and kind of stuck up for him. We don't have that. Everybody, it feels at the minute, independent players, individuals, rather than a team. Like, I don't agree with people surrounding the ref, but I've got no problem with people surrounding a player when it comes to defending one another. No, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't like people when they crowd the ref to try and sway a ref's opinion, but I don't mind it if you want to kind of start a bit of beef one-on-one with players. No problem at all. Like, you're a team, so therefore you should be kind of protecting your team. That's how you win, lose, draw, and everything. You know, it's a team game, and it just doesn't. I don't know. There's not enough Leedsy players, if that makes sense, this season.
Do you think there's not enough team cohesion then? Are you saying that they're not at that level where they feel like brothers more than they're just work colleagues?
I think so. I think in terms of like when you saw all of the pre-season, when you saw all of the pre-season, like Somerville, Nonto, Rutter, they all seemed very together. And then obviously since then, 2 out of the 3 have gone. So then most of these new players, they haven't actually had a lot of time to kind of form bonds with the international break, with getting them so late in the window. So it's hard for them to know to stick up for one another. And the players that we do have that are from last year aren't those type of players. Like Strauch, for instance, isn't that type of player to get up in somebody's face. So for me, and then Ampadu kind of has gone away. I don't know, he's gone a little bit too far, but then he gets into aggro one-on-one, but doesn't then stick up for his teammates, in my opinion. Like he's too busy trying to break his own and everybody else's legs.
They're all
James.
They're all nice lads, aren't they? They all seem like genuine nice lads, and they will have it in them. We just need just stick an Alioski, just spawn him in and stick him in the middle, just to do all this stuff and all that stuff. That like
Call of Duty Warzone, just parachute him into the middle of the pitch.
He'll be in a tunnel somewhere under 4 patch. Alioski will digging holes somewhere.
He's in someone's pool. He's in someone's pool making dolphin noises as we speak. James, going off what Locky and Evie just said, should we start a fight club at Leeds United?
Definitely, I think we should definitely start a fight club. But I don't think it's the way Farke wants us to be. I think he wants us to be respectful. I think he wants us to play the game and concentrate on that and not get into any hassle, because more often than not, it'll probably be us getting the yellow cards and red cards. So, yeah, I do like a bit of needle and I do like someone giving it, but it's us, so we'll more than likely be punished more than other teams. So it's one of them, isn't it?
I agree. I mean, let's. What's your opinions on the penalty though, James? Right, quick.
It's a fucking penalty. I don't know how it's not. I don't know. The linesman can see it. The linesman can see it. The referee can see it. I don't know how they've not given that penalty, even if it's slightly soft. But it wasn't. He went through the back of him. I don't know. It looked like he kicked his leg and then Solomon sort of kicked the ball forward. But he still sent it. So soon as it didn't happen, I was like, oh yeah, of course it's not going to happen because it's fucking Leeds. So.
You might as well just called Worrell Ric Flair because he had him like in a figure four sharpshooter. It was terrible, mate. It was absolutely, I can't believe it. Anyway,
and he made him slip a disc because he's not fucking Drill, isn't
he? Obviously, we missed loads of chances. Evie, you alluded to him there. Surely, like Bogle, Nonto's got to be finishing that. I think if he goes low and hard, that goes in. He's just hit it straight at the keeper, Trafford, young Trafford, New Trafford. Either one, whatever works for you. And Matteo Joseph, let's talk about that one first. I would like to get your opinion on that first, please. He showed his youth in that for me. Like he's not, and it's not even on target. If it came off Trafford and went wide, I could have accepted that. It would have been a good save. But the fact that it's not even gone on target, what's your thoughts?
I think you can argue it either way. You can argue it's a terrible miss, but you can also argue that Trafford got into his head and therefore he kind of put him off the shot to start with. You know, he made himself big. He closed him down by coming out of, off the goal line and towards him. And he did the job kind of thing. It was frustrating because, obviously there was people after the game saying this is why Pirro should start. He wouldn't have missed that chance, but Pirro would never have got that chance in the first place because Joseph is a better presser than Pirro is. Pirro is more clinical, but Pirro's missed chances as well last season. So we can't just, white rose tinted glasses with players. Whoever isn't playing is the answer kind of thing. But he should be getting it. But I do think we do have to give credit because I think if the roles were the other way around, we would be praising Meslier and saying it was good goalkeeping by kind of coming out and closing the space and making the striker make a decision actually a lot faster than he probably thought he was. I think he thought he had a little bit more time and actually Trafford came out to him quite quick, in the end, quite quick. So he should be scoring that, but he's, 20, and it's only his 5th start, in grown-up football. So, I think we have to give him the benefit of the doubt there, really.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he was like too central and had too much time?
Yeah, it was almost too easy, wasn't it? That one. I think a lot of footballers are better just on instinct, aren't they? When you don't really expect him to do something. One thing, I think his last touch was a little light, which allowed the defenders to get quite close behind him. So maybe he was, anticipating that maybe there would have been contact there. Maybe they would have, maybe you could feel him down the back of his neck. So maybe that put him off too long to think about it. Yeah, I think he's ran a long way, hasn't he, when he's won that ball back. It's a tough one. And look, I'm sure he's annoyed about it. He'll probably bangs them in every day at trainings type thing. But yeah, you've got to score it. He'll know that. It's so should Nonto. But what I will say though, like I agree. His press is excellent. He's on that loose touch straight away and he gets onto it. I love that side of it. Same for Nonto as well. He missed a chance, but the run he makes is really good in between the defenders, and Nonto finds him as well. Aronson finds him. So we're doing the good bit. We're doing the hard bits. Yeah, lovely pass. It's the simple bit at the end. You know what I mean? Simple bit. I watched the highlights back, and it shows different angles, and it's from behind on both of them. Oh, there's so much space to slot it.
Crazy.
But yeah, but look, it'll be them last week. Next week it'll be someone else. We've not been clinical for a few years, have we? To be honest,
it's a disease, Locky. Yeah. It's called can't finish itis. I've heard. I suffer from it all the time. Just ask the team I play for. James, he's a young lad, isn't he, Joseph? Will he use this as fuel to move on, or do you think he don't have time to think about it?
I think if you've been made to be the starting striker, got to put them chances away.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how young you are. I think his ass went. Big game. a few seconds into the game, 60 seconds or whatever, and I think he's just flapped it. The keeper, yeah, he's come out and that, but I don't care. He's a professional footballer. He should be scoring that goal. And to be fair, after seeing that chance, we should have known exactly what was going to happen in this game, because that game just epitomised what was going to happen for the rest of the game. It's like, right, great. I think Nonto should score more than Joseph. I know the chance was probably easier for Joseph, but Nonto's a bit more seasoned. He should be scoring that. And yeah, that pass, that pass. Like I said it last week. If De Bruyne had played that pass, everyone would be absolutely licking his ass, well, because it was such a good pass through. But yeah, Joseph should be scoring them. And for the rest of the game, he was actually really good. He did everything else right. So it didn't knock his confidence, but should be scoring. Let's hope that he does it tomorrow. I think he will.
I saw it. I don't know if anyone was there and saw it, but apparently at the end of the warm up, Joseph went to the edge of the box and did like some breathing thing to like prepare himself.
He stared at the goal, didn't he? He was like, "There's the goal. There's the goal. Yeah. This is where I'm going to miss in a minute." Fucking.
He overdid it. He's overthinking.
Yeah, 2 minutes later. 2 minutes later. Right, I'm gonna put it 5 meters to the right of that post. Yeah, I get it. I do it all the time.
That ball was a right prick. I'm going to hit him. Fuck it.
Bless him, man.
I don't like that sign over there. It looks Ramanzani. Where's the Joseph ones? Yeah, they're terrible.
Give me the shits.
Obviously, then towards the end of the game, we were looking for some impetus, and the substitutions, Evie. It's like for me, Pirro. He has the turning circle of a German U-boat for me, and his first touch of the bloody ball somehow went out for a corner for us.
Yeah, I don't think I said this on. I think I said it on Joe's stream that I just wish for once we would be the one to make the first change instead of watching the other team make a change, even though they're already ahead. By that point, they were already winning 1-0, so they didn't necessarily have to make a change. And we were chasing the game, and we still waited. And then I don't understand the substitutions. Was it Rothwell that he brought on? Yeah, so Rothwell and Pirro, neither one of them are, for me, progressive, like kind of take the game by the scruff of the neck kind of player. I want somebody, we really missed, and I know I have like a bit of a love affair with Dan James, but we did miss him. We missed his energy. We missed that kind of impact, and he took off, yes, I think Solomon was probably done by that point, but Aronson, for me, I'd have taken Nonto off, because when we took two of those players, the two players who, I know it was Solomon's slip that gifted them the goal, but I'm not going to hold that against him. He busted a gut to try and get back, which is more than a lot of our other players did. And, we just lost all creativity. For me, Nonto hasn't impressed me this season so far. I think we vastly overrate him. And I think we still think he's the player that he was when he first came in the Premier League. And for me, he hasn't really consistently shown that since he's been given a second opportunity at Leeds. I don't think he's done okay last season. He did do okay, but yeah, the substitutions were wrong. I'd have taken Nonto off, kept Aronson on, put Ramazani on. Because he didn't go away for international, so he's got a point to prove. He's been training. Yes, I know that the chemistry is not there yet, but is the chemistry there with anybody right now? So is there really an excuse not to play him? And yes, Pirro is the best finisher, but he also slows the game down and offers very little creativity. And when you're chasing a game, he's a bit of a luxury player for me. So substitutions were not great. I wouldn't have taken Farke off, if I'm being honest. Or if you do take Farke off, you bring Schmidt on. Because Byram, he didn't do anything wrong, but he doesn't press. Byram's the player you bring on when you want to protect a 1-0 lead, not when you're trying to get a goal, unfortunately. Not at that point in a game. Maybe if he starts a game, then he gets into it. But yeah, Farke substitutions were unfortunately, it's often a downfall of him in general. But they really gave people the stick to beat him with this week, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Sorry, Joe. I just seen this comment. If you're talking about Patrick Bamford, I will banish you to the shadow realm. No. Yeah, here you go. Look, good shout. Reference. No, he struggled and should have been subbed over Aronson. James, out of the front four, mate, I think Nonto's been the most droppable.
What about his 4 offside goals that he scored?
They're all offside.
Yeah,
his big size, 10 feet.
I wouldn't have took. I agree. I wouldn't have took Aronson off. I think Aronson's been really good this season. He holds onto the ball well. He plays these good passes. He breaks the lines. Nonto, yeah, I think he's got the it's on me now type sort of thing because we've lost some of it, and so it's sort of on him a little. Well, he thinks it's on him, but the Perot substitution, I don't get that one. I don't get it at all because I think he just throw him on to say if we get a chance he'll score it, but we fucking weren't creating anything. We weren't getting any chances. I understand the Rothwell one because Ampadu was injured or he hurt himself and he needed to come off as a precaution. But Rothwell, he is that different midfielder that can shoot from distance, and when you've got a low block, you need someone to do something like that. A little bit of difference. Ramazani was good when he come on. I thought he got fouled. I thought someone should have been pulled back for that foul.
He started limping.
He went through. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was fouled, and it's like, what is going on here?
I'm never joking. When I saw him limping, I was like this.
I did as well. I thought, oh no, please, not little.
Not now. Not
the noodle man. Not the noodle man.
Yeah, not with sponsor money.
But at the same time, Burnley, as much as they're sort of building as well, they're a good team. They're one of the better teams of the league, and if they want to shut a team out, they're well capable of doing it. Even though we still created a couple of chances and should have scored, but substituting a little bit. The Rothwell one, yeah. Perot one, just fuck off. Sorry.
That was a technical football term there, Locky. I don't know if you caught it. It was fuck off. How does one fuck off in football? Just your overall, just quick thoughts about what we just said, Locky. Before we move on.
Yeah, I agree. That didn't work. The thing is, they did the week before. Well, before the international break, I thought the subs were good. I thought Perot came on, and for then the areas he got the ball, like James said, he got the ball in areas where he didn't. Just simple finish. Just get the ball edge of the box. I'm trying to trust him. I feel like he'll do something when he's part of the creative bit, bit deeper creative side of it. It's not great. It's like Dan James in a way. Dan James is excellent when he's running off that last man. There's probably no one better. It's just straightforward. He'll run. He'll get there first. He'll drive in. He'll have a shot. And a lot of the time, recently, anyway, it goes in. But yeah, there was nothing in the middle. There was nothing giving the ball to our attackers. It was very slow, and that was my biggest worry from the whole game, actually. Because I think we created enough in the first half to say we had a good half. I think we did. But the last 20 minutes is where you're kind of just looking for. This is where teams of the past, or even even Farke's teams last year at times late in games, there's always a bit of belief there that we would get something. Was anyone else just sitting there, kind of just thinking, "Oh, what's something to do out here?" Do you know what I mean? I usually sit here, watch up against it. I was sat on the chair. I just didn't feel it. I don't know. Didn't feel like what was going to happen.
Were you in the not feeling it chair? Is that what that is in the back?
I had my feet on the coffee table here, and I was just, and I'm usually sat up like this, but I'm not happy, mate.
Well, if Lockie's doing that, we're in trouble. I'll just quickly bring up. This is the momentum graph. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of that. That is, but that shows me, right? Credit to Burnley because they were a really tight defensive unit, and this is where the technical stuff comes in, Lockie, because you they're just a low block. I believe that's how you say it in English. How do you beat a low block? I mean, is it just
smash it to pieces?
Just shoot from 50 yards and hope it goes in, or do you just pass and move really quack? Ducks are involved now. Chaos, absolute chaos. What's in this drink? What's yeah? So like, is it just pass and move patterns of play stuff? Right, quick.
First of all, you need to be patient. You have to figure out where their spaces might be, who steps out in certain areas. Wait for them to make a mistake. If it's a very good one, you've got to wait for them to make a mistake. It's simple as that. For the chances we got, their defenders stepped, and then we found space in behind with a little through pass. It's like that. If they don't make a mistake from it, you've just got to cross us in, play for set pieces, try go 1v1 as much as possible, win free kicks, drive, balls in the box. If it's a really good one, I'll be honest, it's very hard. It is very hard. But, you know, when you do get the chance, if there is a mistake, if you do, and look, you've got to move the ball quickly. If you're moving the ball slow, you're never going to. If you're moving the ball quickly, then a gap might appear, you know, where one of them's out of position. And that's where you've got to exploit it with the runs in behind for the little spaces. That's kind of it. You just got to, if it's a bad one, it's quite easy. You know, we saw it against Huddersfield last year. I remember they tried it and we just tore them apart. But when you're playing a good team like Burnley, you've got to be patient. You've got to move the ball quickly. Everyone's got to be active, you know, trying to pull them out of position. That's what it is, really. You've got to try to pull them out of it. And when there's a gap, exploit it. And we did that twice and didn't finish. So we kind of did break it down a little bit at times.
So either one of them goals go in, it's a totally different game. And there isn't a low
absolutely.
block.
Once you score, they're not going to do it. You know, they failed. The low box failed. You've scored a goal, so it'd be a different game. Yeah, but we didn't, because why would we?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And just to finish up on the Burnley game, Solomon, he's got a very low centre of gravity, and he can do you for pace. He's obviously slipped. I've seen people blaming him for the slip, like he did it on purpose. No, he didn't. Someone shot him. That was it. Sniper. No, Evie, I want to get your opinion before we get Locky and James's. Obviously, is it? I can't say his name. Kaleo Shaw. Yeah. He picks up the ball, you know, as he does, and then he runs on. Now, in your opinion, Evie, should Bogle have pressed earlier, or did he do the right thing by waiting?
He was kind of damned if he did, damned if he didn't, really.
Yeah.
He was probably the only one who did actually try and do something. I do think there were other people that could have helped him out a little bit more in terms of giving him the option so that he definitely knew what he needed to do. But there was very little support. And then obviously by the time he did commit himself, he then blinded Meslier, who, you know, couldn't see whether he was going to go higher or lower, kind of thing. And then no decision got made because he couldn't see, and then the ball was in the back of the net. I do think Bogle has unfortunately been poor, and then so that didn't. Had he have been Firpo could have probably got like a bye if he'd have done that, because of the fact that he's been one of our best players since the turn of the year. But Bogle, we've paid a decent amount of money for him in Championship terms, and he's doing exactly what a lot of Sheffield United fans said he would do, good going forward, but poor at the back. And unfortunately, that's exactly what's happened. You know, they've been pushing our right-hand side because, again, there's no cohesion. That's where, again, I think Dan James is better, because he helps out defensively a lot more than either Aronson or Nonto do. So he's had no cover, whereas Solomon has provided quite a bit of help defensively to Firpo. So I do probably think that Bogle should have done better, but I don't fully blame him for that goal. It is just
unfortunate. It's gone through his legs, though.
Yeah,
isn't it?
But had he have gone down earlier, the ball either gets blocked or Meslier can see to save it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's true. Poor decision making.
Yeah, just before I come to you, James, some random person has just come in. I don't know who he is, but I'm assuming he's really tall and has loads of spiky hair, like the 7-Up guy. Daniel, on a scale of 1 to 10, how jealous of your Locky's locks are you? As a follically challenged fellow, I imagine this is quite difficult. I'm not follically challenged. Challenged. English is not my first language. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just constantly in and out. I'm not receding. My hair's just in a constant state of being back because I just run that fast all the time. I'm constantly running. It just decides to stay there. But yeah, that's it. And like I said on the other week, Smarty, they found one of your Crocs on the beach in Wales. And also to finish up, it's always good to see you, Smarty. Here she is. There you go. Right, yeah. Go on then, James.
Oh, my eyes.
This is me whenever I see someone wearing Crocs. I hate Crocs. Right. Go on then, James. Right, let's finish up on Burnley.
Checking out, got Crocs on there.
Yeah, no, sliders.
Did you not know?
I've got sliders. Don't worry.
What am I wearing?
Go on then, James. Bogle, yes or no? I guess a yes or no. Did he do? Was it the right decision to hold off?
It was he's one of them, and he's on his own. There's a player coming the other side of him. Should I go? Should I stay? He sort of holds off as long as he can before there's a bit of cover behind him before he makes that move over. But it's probably a little bit too late for him. But again, it's like as soon as the slip happened, I went, they're gonna fucking score here, and they did. It just happens. We have these games all the time, don't we? It's just Leeds United. We miss a chance, we slip up, they score, we lose the game 1-0. So Bogle, I don't think he's been bought for defensive ability. Let's be honest. He's he wants his fullbacks attacking, he wants them supporting, and he's pretty good at doing that. And to be fair to him, he does get caught out, but a lot of the time he gets back and he'll make a block and he'll stop the cross and but I can see him being exposed a little bit at times. But that chance, it was just one of them. It's one of them. Man.
It is dead on what the Sheffield United fans did say, that defensively was a bit, but going forward is not too bad, which evidently I have seen. Just to finish up then, Locky, I asked you the other night on Joe's channel, name check, Bogle, was it the right decision? Ultimately, it was a game-deciding goal.
Yeah, it's tough for him. He's 2v1, isn't he, really? Until Strout gets back, which is literally the edge of the box. He's 2v1. He has to make a decision, and is what he runs across a little bit and then hesitates for literally a split second. That's it for me. You should have just gone then. But apart from that, I think he did quite well. He covered central until Strout was back. He just runs and then stops for half a second, then goes again. If he didn't stop, he'd probably got there in front and blocked the ball. But yeah, it's tough for him. It's 2v1 with two people running at you. What do you do? It's in the moment. It's hard to do the right thing. You just do whatever your body tells you to. But he's fine in it. Yeah. I don't think anyone in that position would have been perfect. Another player might have been even slower and not even got to him. Another player might have gone early.
It's funny you should say that, Locky. No other person could have got there, right? Well, James actually sent some Ramanzani samples to club legend and a legend of the podcast, Scoot Wooten, and this is what he had to say about the noodles. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, so that is it about it's who you want it to be. Yeah, so all in all, Burnley, we move on, don't we? We played some good stuff, didn't finish his chances. We need to do that tomorrow. We'll talk about that very shortly. But yeah, so let's move on then to this week's Guess the Player. If you do not know what Guess the Player is, where have you been? We've been around for nearly a year, over a year actually. Right, so what happens is there is a situation, as they say in Ireland, and there's clues within this room. You can't see the head, but you have to guess from the clues who this player is. So are you ready, Guess and James, for this week's Guess the Player? You have 10 seconds, and here is it now. So who do you think this is? Cross legs iPhone. That's not a real box. That's one I've put over his head, or her head, or its head. Which is it? Yeah, so there we go. And that is your 10 seconds. I want to see in the comments as well who you think it is. I will come to Evie last because she's in. I can see the gears working inside her brain. Locky, who do you think it is?
No idea.
Well, that's it. That's the point. But I'd like a guess, please.
I could see a reflection in the laptop to thingy, but You see his edit laptop. I don't know. Right, what was it? Can you come back to me? I actually don't know. I need to
hold on. Do you genuinely think that I've made this and put they made their reflection in the laptop?
that'd be great,
mate. I'll tell you what.
Easter egg.
Perfection. I'm glad you think I'm that much of a perfectionist. I love that.
I actually don't know. I'm lost. I'm lost for words.
Yes, I do apologise, Joe. It was a very rubbish Irish accent. Situation. Who do you think it is, James? I'll come back to you, Locky.
Fuck knows. I'll just say Harry Maguire. Fuck knows, mate.
Oh, you got it again. Bloody hell. Go on then, Evie. Have them gears churned out something?
I think Princess Jasmine from Aladdin, because she has a pet tiger.
Oh yeah, very good, very good. What about you, Locky?
I'm gonna go Star Wars because
Just
what logo or have I put
all the movies,
all the episode names?
Oh no, sorry, I will say
not the Acolyte though. That shit.
Oh no,
yeah,
no,
that's rubbish. That's rubbish.
Because of Hull, it's like the dark side, humble side. I'm gonna go with Emperor Palpatine.
It's not use your anger. Yes.
It's a bit of imagery on it.
Let's have a look in it. It was not bad from my first go. Everything is foreseen. What is going on with Leeds United?
It's the face.
It Russian.
It's perfect.
Oh God, is this? It is a Leeds United podcast, isn't it? Yeah, I've just remembered. Right, we've got Fatboy Slim. We've got Elf. We've got Spyro the Dragon. Sorry, Mr. Smarty out. Agree, Smarty. Yeah, Einar tribute to Angus. Chairman Mao. Do you know we've had so many dictators on here? It's unreal. You know, we've had a famous costume painter before as well, all because of James. Well, let's get into it then. This is what you saw, and I'm afraid Einar and Smarty are correct. Garrel Baskin. It's Joe Exotic.
Oh wow! Well done, guys.
Yeah, well done. It's you are now banned from the channel because I don't like you getting it right. But well done to you guys, and to celebrate, smash that like button. Oh, God, I sound such.
I'm not actually seeing that show, you know.
Yeah, what did you do during lockdown?
I'm not even joking. I'm going to send you a video of me doing the Carol Baskin song. I honestly, I did it, and what can you say? I'm a hoot. Anyway, we digress. Chileno impression. Thanks, yeah. No, 17. It's 16B. Anyway, let's move on.
Sack the coach, I said.
Where is the Verna Right, let's move on. There's been a lot of conversations in regarding to Daniel Farke and his future at Leeds United. I tell you what, I'm going to be an impression. They call me the mimic.
Good.
You're on it.
They call me the mimic. You know, they don't really. Do you know what they call me in Sweden?
Go on.
Danny, because that's my name.
Nice.
Right, so Farke, where do we stand on Farke? Locky, I'll come to you first, sir.
Yeah.
First of all, I want you to know, I know it's a bit silly, but in or out at this moment, is he the man for you at the minute?
In, and he very much is, yes. I think it's been a tough week. I think there's definitely criticism you can give to him, without a doubt. But I just like him. And I know people, I think if you get rid of him and you bring in someone that, I think it's a risk, whoever you brought in. I don't think there's anyone that is gettable, to clarify. Not Potter, really. You're not getting Boo and Potter. I don't think there's anyone that is proven quantity that can do better than him. I think he's doing well. I think you've got to look at the game at the weekend and look, you might not love the style of football. That's fine. That's a personal preference, but we've done enough to win the game. You know, the issue in the last 20 minutes is there, but we should have won the game, and that's the manager's job. You know, Parker's team had one chance and they scored it. Our team had two big ones and we didn't. I like him. I like what he says when he speaks in press conferences. I think he's a good coach, and I think the players need to help him out at times. I'll be honest. But don't get me wrong. Look, if we're saying this in a month and we're in the same situation, then you're looking at it going, right, it's not improved. We should be a lot higher up, and we are 10 games into the season. But 5 games in, I think there's definitely improvements. But I'm confident with Farke's teams that there's always a massive run in there. There always is in every season he's had at this level. There's always a big run. And I think that might come soon. So, yeah, I'm in at the moment, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I am the same. Just if anyone's actually interested, in my opinion, I am Farke in at the minute. I think I know there's people out there that want him out now, wanted him out after the playoffs, wanted him out mid-season last season. But I'm very much Farke in. Like we said on the podcast last season, 10 to 15 games is a good barometer of where the season will go. I'm willing to give him till the end of November, mid-November, depending on how results go, because it's for me, it's imperative that we go up this season. Otherwise, we'll turn into Norwich, won't we? And we don't want that. We don't want to be all inbred, do we? Evie, let's come to you. Where do you start?
I don't know
allegedly,
where to go from there.
Allegedly inbred. There's some guy with 6 eyes going, what? Inbred? Anyway, let's go. Sorry, like an episode of Fallout. sorry, I keep going on.
Go on.
So,
go on, Evie.
In my opinion, I'm very much Farke in, and that's not because I don't get frustrated with him. It's not because I see him through rose-tinted glasses. It's not any of that. It's not because I'm a simp or anything like that, but we seem to live in a world right now that you've got to have an extreme opinion. Like you can't just be in the middle and just criticize and compliment somebody. You can't say, I want that manager, but I wish he did X, Y, and Z, but I'm glad that he does A, B, and C. You have to either wholeheartedly want him in or wholeheartedly want him out. And that's it. There's no difference. And that's what's so frustrating with people is that I think it's not to get all on the soapbox, but I think it's a wider society issue in general that we just seem to have extreme opinions and nobody can meet in the middle anymore. Compromise just doesn't exist and common sense doesn't exist. But when it comes to Farke, I do think that he does more right than he does wrong. And when it comes to like getting the best out of people, especially people who've been a bit damaged, like Dan James since leaving Swansea has not really had a great time until last season. Ampadu got relegated with 3 different teams. Rodon never found his place with Tottenham, also didn't have great loan spells outside. Somerville until last season wasn't a proven player. Rutter wasn't a proven player. And Daniel Farke, but all of a sudden, these same players who'd played for either us or other teams before were the reason that we did so well. When actually, when you look at their careers as a whole, actually the only common theme with how well they did was Daniel Farke. Daniel Farke got the best season that Dan James has ever had out of his career. Also got the best season that Rutter has ever had out of his career because he's only a baby still. And the same with Somerville. But the thing, he is the common theme that it just annoys me, the fact that you can't criticize and compliment. You either have to wholeheartedly see nothing wrong with what he does, or you either have to hate what he does and the football's boring and this, that, and the other. Can't you just meet in the middle and say, I find it frustrating? Substitutes are reactionary and too late a lot of the time, but his actual starting 11, when it works, really, really works. And his man management, he's better than Bielsa when it comes to man management. Bielsa was crap at man management. As soon as you were out, you were gone. No, but look at Pablo, arguably one of our best players for the last decade, and he got on the wrong side of Bielsa. And that
Joe Wayman's wanting your head, Evie. Joe Wayman's after you right now. I've got one of. All right, all right, okay. Sorry, go on.
Me and Joe have gone to head many times. It wouldn't be the first time.
You've beaten.
That's only because he gets scared of me. But that whole argument about Farke in, Farke out is just a ridiculous argument. I also think that mathematically and from a financial, I know we're all fed up of talking like we have to be accountants, but he's got 2.5, almost 3 years left on his contract. So not only would we have to pay him out until he gets another job, we then have to find somebody else that's willing to come to with a team that they haven't chosen, haven't had a pre-season with, and the weight of the expectation of getting promoted, because any manager that we get has that expectation on their shoulders, whether they deserve to or not. Who are we going to get? You know, and if we don't get promoted, we've got loads of financial complications if we sack Farke as well. So there's just so much that's up in the air. You know, Farke did a very good negotiation getting 4 years. You know, we were also very grateful when it came to Bielsa because he signed a new contract. You know, I do think that weighs heavily in the second season because it was all up in the air as to whether he was staying. There wasn't the expectation because we didn't know whether he was going to stay. And when he did stay, we were very grateful. Whereas we knew that Farke was going to stay because he had 3 years left on his contract. So we're not that grateful because we already knew that we were going to have him again this season.
Yeah.
Long-winded way of saying Farke in.
Yeah. Fucking hell. I won't come to you, James, because Evie said it all. So there's a comment here by Smarty, which I want you to get your opinion on. It's weird that people who like Farke want to keep him have to feel like they have to justify their opinion. I agree, because going on what you said there, Evie, with the online, it's an extreme opinion because some people are just, they love to get bites, you know, nibbles as they call it, and with an extreme opinion, you need to stand out, don't you? That's it. But for me, some people are just professional trolls. Some people genuinely mean it and just have no clue about football or need to go outside and touch some grass. But James, do you feel like that? Because I know that you're Farke in, but do you feel like you have to justify your opinion?
I don't feel like I have to justify it. I think people who want him out need to justify it more because it's stupid to want him out. But it's like his press conferences. Like, obviously, there's a lot of fan anguish because we've lost the game or we didn't go up last season. So then the journalists are putting questions to him, and there's like, he has to reiterate to him, like, look, I'm giving this team all the tools. Like, we're the most passes, we're creating the most chances, we're conceding the least chances. I mean, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as a manager. Sometimes it's down to the players to fucking do, you know, put the ball in the back of the net or don't slip over, and we win games. I think it's mental that people want him out. Absolutely mental.
Yeah. I understand the not enjoying like a system that's all personal. That's what you want, you know, watch, right? I get that. But the only genuine real criticism in terms of getting him out that I've seen is substitute late. Is if he should be doing better with the squad. I think that's fair to say. You know, we should be higher in the table. There's no doubt about it. But we are 5 games in, not 15. And also, is making late subs a reason to want to sack a manager? I think that's a little too much.
It is crazy. You know, if we're at game 15 closer to Christmas, where there's enough time to, you know, turn it around, steady the ship, so to speak. I mean, Smarty says here, look, if we didn't have Farke as manager now, we were thinking of sacking our current manager. The manager we most want would be Daniel Farke. We need to get behind him. I mean, last thing you want is Smarty behind you. Trust me, he's a big boy.
He's behind you and in front of you. That's how big he is.
Yeah, that's how big he is. He goes through you. But yeah, like who do you replace him with? Like, I want Farke out. All right then. Who do you replace him with? Come on, serious faces, people. Who do you replace him with? And they'll go, oh,
Cobra, obviously, because he's such an amazing manager.
Cobra, yeah, exactly. But he's not going to come to us, is he? Anyway,
it's not even that good.
But yeah,
sorry.
I would like to mention or reference a video that Joe Wayman did and the Square Ball. Rob Conlon from Square Ball mentioned as well. If we go back to when Bielsa were here, the promotion campaign, with content creators and the barometer of fans is at the same as it is now. I'm sure you've all seen it. Yeah. But for those that haven't, they were saying the same stuff, missing chances, losing 1-0 away or home to Swansea, you know, just stuff like that. It's just carbon copy. Substitutions again, yeah. Even Bielsa were in the cup would be 3-0 down and he'd make routine, pre-planned substitutions, and you'd be like, "What? Why are you making these?" But they were pre-planned because that's how he was. But anyway, you know, it is what it is. We've talked enough about Farke, but I can safely say that we're all Farke in. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes. Right, are you okay? James, I've heard the letterbox go. Have you got another? Have you got one in this week? Yeah. Right then.
Yes,
let's get into this week's letters to James. Let me just try and find the bloody thing. There it is.
James, it's story time.
Unprofessional. James, what's come through the letterbox this week?
It's just a goodbye letter from our dear Leon Cooper.
Oh, okay. Do you mean Comrade Cooper?
That's the one.
That's
so
one.
I'll get into it anyway. Dear James, I wanted to write to you to give a proper goodbye, as you are the best podcast ever. And it's a podcast about the best team in the world, Leeds United. It's been incredible representing this club for so long and getting hammered by our amazing fans calling me shite. I remember the day I was told I was signing for this fantastic club. The Chesterfield manager came in and said, Leon, Leeds are going to sign you. And I said, okay, great story. When it came to going, Massimo came to collect me himself, but we had to make a number of stops on the way to Leeds. He kept jumping out in secluded alleys, picking up bags filled with white powder. Come to think of it, I think me being signed was merely a cover for one of Celino's many drug runs. Anyway, what mattered, I finally signed for Leeds.
Alleged,
but not. I've been involved in so many amazing games, but my favourites by far was the Man City 2-1 win, an FA Cup loss to Sutton, 3-1 loss to Cardiff, and a 4-3 loss to Millwall, because in each of those games, I got to leave the pitch early and watch my beloved Leeds on the TV. I've also played with some talented players at this club and met my best mate here too. Players like Nicky Ajose, Robbie McDade, Modo Barrow, and Parol Chibiki, all world-class players. And as I said, my best friend, he'll be my best friend for many years to come. He really helped me through some really dark times. The one, the only, Jordan Pataka. What a guy. I also got to represent Scotland on the basis that when I was about 13, I wore a kilt to a relative's wedding. But international football, I know it's Scotland, but never mind. But anyway, I'm off to Bulgaria, and Ilya Gruev has promised that his friends and family will turn up to CSK Sofia's games to call me crap in League One Lyon, so I feel right at home. Before I go, I will dedicate this bit to the manager that absolutely changed this club for the better, improved numerous players, including myself, took my game to another level. Without him, Leeds United would probably wouldn't even exist. The fans adored him and took him in as a local, and he made the world of football. He made the world of football take note of this incredible club. So I just want to thank him for all he did in such a short time, Darko Milanic. Anyway, keep banging out the shows. My kids love it. They've got tattoos of you guys on their backs. Love always, super duper, Liam Cooper. P.S. I have a confession. I have a condition in which, in order to crap, I have to tell it to go. Whilst in the toilet, a lot of the players with loan clauses who were playing pogs happened to be in the bathroom, as usual. And I just said to my shit, if you don't want to be here, fuck off. So they all did. And I was empty. Goodbye.
Wow, what a roller coaster of a heartfelt message that was from Comrade Cooper. And that's it for this week's Letters to James Confessions of a Player / Manager. Yeah, so
Pataka. He had 5 stars on FIFA and 5-star skill on FIFA, I remember it.
Yeah.
You had to make the work for FIFA.
Yeah. Anyway, that's this week's story time.
James, it's story time.
Well, yeah. So now that our eyes have dried, let's look forward to tomorrow. Cardiff away. Let's get into the silly bits. we've got a few injuries. Are there any changes for you tomorrow, Evie?
Yeah, drop Nonto.
What, as in punch him or take him off the pitch?
No, not drop kick
From a
him.
height.
Just
You just said drop him. You know what I mean? You've got to be careful what you say
well,
these days.
it wouldn't have to be that tall. Just 5'7", and then you'd be able to drop him any fall. Yeah, I'd drop Nonto, bring Ramazani in.
I think it's price to
and
start. Yeah.
I think this is going to go down badly, and it will never happen. But I would drop Ampadu and put Tanaka in instead.
Oh, really?
to
Do you
have
think?
Yeah, so that Gruev can do a more
in.
defensive midfielder, and instead of pretending to be a number 8, and then Tanaka can go and be the number 8. But for me, Gruev has been better than Ampadu so far this season.
Am I sensing some shade towards our Ampadu, Evie?
I think that the captain's armband has kind of given him some sort of, like, I don't know, aneurysm or something, because he's not been the same player from last season.
I don't know who's pissed you off this week, Evie, but that opinion, wow, it's got daggers in it. Luckily for you, we've got Top Knob next. So but yeah, so you'll drop Ampadu for Gruev and then put Tanaka in there in order to be more positive. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and then have Aronson in the 10 and play Ramazani on the right hand side.
I think that's good. I think our front four, even in a rotation and the substitutions, it's really good. It's really good. Yeah, thanks for that, Evie. Locky, what do you think, mate? Do you think, obviously, Solomon with back injury, there's doubts about Rodon as well, but I think the most of them will play. But I think the bigger one is missing Solomon. What do you think, mate?
I was watching, you seen the inside training from a few days yesterday, I think it came out. So that would have been, I analysed the weather, right? We've had 3 sunny days this week before yesterday. So it must have been.
Do you play GeoGuessr? Hold on, Locky. Are you one of them that plays GeoGuessr?
Yeah. I love GeoGuessr.
And you get it right every time?
No.
Like, oh, yeah, this tree looks like
terrible.
it belongs in the Mali Desert. Yeah, you get it. It's like, I recognise that breed of chameleon.
One day I'll be that good. No, I'm terrible. But I get like the UK. I'm good at the UK. It's in the UK, you know. The UK looks different to anyway, doesn't it? That's good. Yeah, I'm not very good. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, Rodon. Yeah, he weren't there anyway. He weren't in. Yeah, see, GeoGuessr's great.
Yeah, but he's the original GeoGuessr. He's that tall. He gets snow on top of his head. That's how tall he is. Sorry. We are trying to be serious. Go on, Locky, go on.
Yeah, well, he weren't in the training. He weren't in any of it. Even Solomon was in there. He was the only one missing, Rodon. So whether he was just doing some medical stuff, maybe. But I've got a feeling he's injured. Although Farke don't like making him injured. You know what I mean? It's Welsh, and he tells him so, no matter how bad you are. He weren't in training, so that could be an Ampadu in centre back. Could see
apparently
in there.
Apparently Rodon missed 2 sessions because of a glute problem. But then again, that could work out for Evie, because I know she wants to drop him. He could slot into centre back, punch him, that is, and then you've got Gruev and Tanaka. Look, we've all seen the Fight Club, Evie. Don't act like you're all innocent on here in front of all these viewers. we've all seen you fighting. Nah, I'm joking, Angel, really. I won't like to work at Domino's though when she's ordering stuff. But yeah, Locky, do you think many changes tomorrow?
I mean, if everyone is like match fit, I don't think he'll make any. I still think, regardless of I still think that team's good enough to beat Cardiff. To be honest with you, it should be anyway. You know what I mean? That team, whoever we put out, should beat Cardiff. But yeah, I do want to see Tanaka play. I love Tanaka. Whether he will or not, I don't know. Who do you drop? It's either Ampadu or Gruev, and I just don't see Farke dropping the captain, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which side you see it. But Gruev's been good. I've liked him, but I just want Tanaka to play. To be honest, whoever that's for, I don't really care. Just put him in. I think for the front as well, I think that'd be the same. I don't think he'll play Ramazani yet. If all are fit, I think it'd be the same.
What about you? This then? What if, assuming that Solomon doesn't play? He's dropped to the bench. Ramazani slot straight in there.
Yeah. Well, I think Nonto goes on the left, and Ramazani goes on the right.
That's fair. James?
Team in it.
Yeah. there is the obvious fear of him putting Perot in there, isn't there? But I don't know. It's against Cardiff, and I know we shouldn't say this because they are bottom of the league and they've got 1 goal and they've conceded
Don't
10
say
or
it.
some
Don't
shit like
say it.
that.
Don't say it.
We should.
We've got
We
it now.
should. We
Where's
should have
Einar?
enough.
Einar. You know what
We
to
should
do,
have enough
Einar.
with an injured Rodon to beat these tomorrow. But depends who's. Look, if Rodon's injured, then yeah, Ampadu will drop back, won't he? Going there with Strauch, and then you'll have Tanaka. I hope he's not Tanaka'd. Hey.
It's all about the puns, baby.
He's not played many minutes.
Wow, let's hope not.
You know what the Japanese are like? So disciplined.
They are disciplined. I want to see Ramazani now. I've had some of his noodles. I want to see him from the start. He looks really electric, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But I agree. If there's no injuries, he will probably play the same team.
I agree. I agree. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my voice there. It just disappeared. I really do agree, mate. I'd like to see Ramazani, but if everyone's fit and it's just some sort of mind game from Farke, I really want to see him get more than 25 minutes. Half an hour, because that's enough to make an impact on the game. None of this 15 minutes shit. It's what they're going to do, really. I mean, if you look at when Ramazani came on, it was on the pitch 2 minutes and he'd already created chances. It bursted through the line, bursted, ran through the lines. And unfortunately, Pirro runs like he's in treacle and it would just pass behind him. But I think he's, like you said, electric, James. I'm really looking forward to see him get minutes. Tanaka, I really love him. I see what you've said about him, Locky. He's more positive and he's got a good. He could turn on the ball when he came on for his little cameo when his debut. I really liked him because he just shimmied and he just passed it forward. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we were crying out. I think Ampadu and Gruev, I do think they cancel each other out as 2 sixes.
Similar, aren't they?
Yeah. And I just like Gruev when he shoots, it's like he's hitting a ping pong ball or one of them pound shot flyaways at the keeper because he just floats towards the net and just comes back down. He scores one free kick.
The thing is, right, in pre-season, when we had both of them playing in midfield, they had Rutter in front of them, who is is more than happy to pick up the ball from deep and run past 4 players. Whereas, for as much as I really do think Aronson has been really good, he's not that player because he's physically not that player. Rutter he has got stronger. I will give him that, especially for that goal at Chef Wednesday. He did quite a bit of kind of pushing through a couple of people, which obviously a couple of seasons ago, Aronson would have just kind of wilted. But Rutter is genuinely really strong. So it worked in pre-season because we had a much stronger, physically stronger, as well as kind of creative number, like fake number 10 in the middle, whereas we don't have that. So we can't play that double pivot with 2 negative thinking midfielders.
I agree. Right, let's go on to some predictions then. Locky, do you think we're going to go out there and absolutely smash them? It's written in the stars because they've lost 4 of the last 5. They've got 1 point at the bottom of the league. They've scored 1 whole goal and conceded 11. So it's do we even need to turn up and watch it?
Yeah, oh God. If you'd asked me like 4 or 5 days ago, I'd have been sensible and been like to be a tough 2-1, but it's get day before the game and I get really giddy and excited. So I'm going to over-exaggerate and say we win 3-0.
Nice. I think James is going to say about 17-0, so I'll come straight to Evie. Evie, what are you saying? You just stubbed your toe?
No, it's just the pain of thinking about what could happen.
She's like the spicy Ramazani noodles.
Come out the other end, does it?
It's fine, you can't see.
Oh, James, you made me ugly laugh then. People saw my feelings. Sorry, go on, Evie.
It's gonna go.
Sorry, Evie's feelings as well. Sorry.
I don't have any feelings. It's going to go one or two ways. We're either absolutely going to do like a Huddersfield or a who was it, Swansea away, where we smash them. Obviously, Huddersfield at home, not away. Or it's going to be like a Birmingham City away.
Ish.
That were the dark times on it.
Yeah, exactly.
That front four. Wow.
That's what I'm feeling, is that it's going to go one of those two ways. And it makes me really anxious because everything says, we drop points. Every team that got relegated last season, we drop points to. So being at the bottom of the table doesn't always mean that we get the win.
You know that scene out of Train Spotting where he goes, "It's shite being Scottish." That, but Leeds fan. I'm sick of living in this constant fear and anxiety bubble of Leeds United. I had long flowing hair like Evie's at one point before I started supporting Leeds United. I look like Fabio, the model. Blue Steel.
Fabio from Man United.
What? I'd take his hair. But yeah, I think it's one of them where you think, actually, we're going to do it, but then you see us play and you're like, oh no, we could play for another 3 hours and not score like it were against Burnley. Because I do, they're under pressure. Their manager's under pressure. I think regardless of the score, I think they're going to sack their manager. So I'm hoping that they come out to play and we can just get in their spaces and run them ragged. I'm going to go for a 2-0 Leeds United win. And hopefully we can get the points, because if he does anything but win, in my opinion, I think it's going to be toxic again, and you're going to have to put a hazmat suit on just to see Twitter. I genuinely believe that, and I dread to think what the Facebook groups are saying. What the hell? Anyway, obviously it is also a sad day tomorrow, because obviously Sol Bamba passed away a couple of weeks ago, and we all seen that goal that he scored against, was it Watford, James? I believe the screamer, the top bins. Wolves. Sorry, I knew it began with a W. But obviously he's played for both clubs. He left us for personal reasons. I went to Cardiff and had a good few games there. So obviously both clubs are going to do something for him, which is good to see. Right, yeah. So we will go on to top knob then to round off.
Stop, Daniel. I'm going to predict 5-0, because you didn't come to me. 5-0.
Not true. I said you're going to say 17-0 or something. So I wasn't far off, was I?
5. Just 5.
Okay, fine. Just take a few off then. Right, that's James' prediction. We're going to move on to top knob. So if you don't know what top knob is, it's where somebody or something or anything that's pissed us off during the week, we nominate it all and put it into the middle. I have the deciding vote, and thus becoming top knob. So let's get into this week's top knob.
Top knob.
Contrary to popular belief, it's not just pictures of penises, as I've seen in my dream. Let's get on to Topus Nobus, as I said in ancient Rome. James, who's pissed you off this week in order to get a nomination from you?
That referee that didn't give us a penalty. He's getting it. Prick.
Short and sweet, love it. Locky, I'll come to you. Is anyone or anything piss you off this week?
Has it got to be football related?
No, it could be anything you want. We've had evil dictators, we've had planets, we've had holidays, we've had me on there before. No.
Wow.
The world's your oyster.
I'm going to say my shin splints.
Both of them or just the one? Have you got a favourite shin splint? Or?
Yeah, me left shin splint.
Yeah, oh mate, you've just created a little rivalry now. Your right shin splint's gone.
Don't do
that. I mean, I'm going to hurt even more in the morning.
Yeah, terrible things.
Yeah, they are horrible. Evie, who's pissed you off this week?
Ooh.
Is it us?
So many, isn't there? There's so many she's thinking about.
Toxic fans. Toxic fans have pissed
I like
me
that.
off this week.
I was going to do that.
Notice how she said it on this show, so they all come here and give us shit.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Rather than
Mic
someone
drop.
else's.
Come.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. So. Oh God, how have we not been banned yet? It is a miracle. Yeah. Do you know? I will go with Locky's.
His right shin splint. Go for his right one.
I'm going to
that's all
nominate
right.
his right shin splint. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Just to even it out. So now your shin splint likes me more than your left one, and you. I think they're all valid, and I think they all deserve to be on the board. So everything is, and will forever be, top knob this week.
Top knob.
Right, that is. That was a bit weird. Right. Anyway, that is the end of the show. Ooh, I know. Should we go for another 3 hours? No.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, thanks everyone for watching this week. It has been one of the funniest and enjoyable shows, I think, this of the season, even though it's episode 6. Before we go on to thank yous and pleases and stuff, Locky, is anything dropping on your channel? Are you gonna do some shin splint stretching videos or anything?
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. But maybe that'll be on my premium, whatever membership section. You got to pay for that. But I don't have that, by the way. That's a joke, just in case anyone.
If I'll come down and rub, I'll come rub your legs down, and I can put it on my only dance if you want.
Oh, I was going to wait
That's a
and say
euphemism.
only locks.
Only locks, yeah. Oh, let's collab, bro. Let's collab.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I did a video earlier about this is football related. Is style important in football? Yeah, I'll do a match reaction. I'll do a tactical breakdown this week. All stuff.
And we can find you on YouTube, X, and do you do one on Insta?
Nah,
you're on Insta, right? It's more personal.
Yeah,
only personal people can follow him on Insta. So
there's not right much on Instagram. That's all.
No, yeah. So make sure you go check out Locky on his channel at Locky Leeds. Is that just at Locky Leeds on there? Yeah, and on Twitter. He does really good stuff. If you don't understand the technical stuff, he's your guy, and he has beautiful hair. It looks like a Commodus from some Roman times. Evie, is the channel gonna what's
start?
Going on with the channel?
Guess who's recorded the video today?
Oh yeah! Exclusive.
Oh, no.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
When
recorded
can you say?
Next season it's coming out.
It should be out in the morning.
Yeah. Oh, make sure. And where can we find you, Evie?
Discourse of Peacocks.
So everybody, please go and follow that on YouTube. Is anywhere else that can find you, or is it just that?
You can follow me on Instagram, but that's just
follow me to the shops.
When I say follow, I don't mean go to a house and in a garden.
Yeah,
that's where Joe.
Stalking, please.
Yeah, that's where Joe Blackburn is right now. I can see him outside your window there. I'm making a graphic for it as we speak. Well, I see you've got your favourite graphic designers on it. It's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's not like I do it as well, Evie. But yes. So thank you very much to Evie and Locky for coming on, and James for giving his all and his best at reading. It was enjoyable, and we'll tune in next week for that. Tune in for that. Please do like and subscribe. We are pushing for 1,000 this season, and we've had loads of new subscribers. Do welcome to the chaos. And hopefully we'll see you on Sunday for our Sunday Club, James. Yeah. Hopefully we're talking good stuff about thing, and we're not punching the wall. Yeah. So please do like and subscribe, and we will see you next week.
Ciao.